Bruno here from Lightman Images and Photography, and I'm coming to you from sunny Perth in Western Australia. And the other day I was in the city doing some work and finished. I had a place to go to much later in the day. Instead of driving all the way back home and having to go back across the city, I decided to hang around the city and do some portraits of people on the streets. So I changed into my street clothes and I went out trying to find some subject to play around with. And the idea that I went with was to create studio looking portrait outdoors. If you work in the studio as much as I do, at some settings in the studio, everything is so easy to accomplish or to achieve. Let's say at 1/125th of a second at f8, ISO 100, I can make my scene completely black. And depending on how far I put my subject from a background, I can make that background go literally black. So with that in mind, I say, let me go outside and see if I can try to make that happen. All right, so now I'm on my location and basically I'm gonna try to set up shop just right here, and I'm lucky because this usually is a cafe and people come to get coffees and stuff, and I'm fortunate enough that they're closed in a way, so I'm gonna use that space here right under this bright surrounding environment without any background whatsoever to see if you can create a studio portrait with a relatively black background. The trick that I'm going to be using is actually set up the camera first to entice that entry for people to approach me even if they didn't want to. And if they seem to be interesting, then I would invite them to stay in front of the lens so I can capture a shot. All right, so camera is set. And now I'm gonna have to set up the lights, and it's gonna be just one light. Okay, so I got my Quadra Ranger here. So that's what I'm gonna be using, and I'm gonna be triggering using a sync cable. All right. It is a very beautiful camera. You wanna stand in front of it?
Yeah.
All right, so don't move anymore, okay?
Yeah.
Even if the light moves, don't worry about it. Hold still. Okay, so I'm just gonna test the light. Nice, nice. So we're ready to go. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Now you can relax.
Good.
All right, so it's done. It's a shame that I didn't get the result that I needed because I made a mistake. I previously shot my 5-year-old son on that same sheet on which I work with Daniel. So for that reason, I got that double exposure. So there I was, once again, another person who's interested in photography saw my camera and approached me, and I thought it was interesting looking, and then this is what happened. And what's your name, man?
I'm Angus.
Angus? I'm Bruno.
Nice to meet you, Bruno.
Nice to meet you, man. I just love your look, man. I mean, it's awesome. If I try, I wouldn't be able to do it and look as good as you do, man.
I just came in like this. I'm not even really doing anything today. I just came in to meet my mate for a beer.
All right. All right, so because it's an old system camera, everything is mechanical.
Yeah.
Focusing is, manual. And all I'm gonna ask you to do is just try to remain as still as you can, okay, or the best you can. And I will let you know when to move or when not to move.
Okay.
All right. So where do you live, Angus?
I live in Beckenham.
Oh, Beckenham. Okay.
Yeah, a little ways out.
Yeah, I am over by Kalamanda way. All right, mate. Hold still, don't move. All right, we ready to go? 3, 2, 1. Awesome, mate. Yeah, just like that. This portrait of Angus turned out very nicely. So I got him to move his eyes away from the camera lens, and I like to do that sometimes because I don't want people to just stare right through the camera, especially when it comes to large format photography. People get a little bit, stiff and whatever. And my shot of the day came on this one here. I saw this gentleman walking by with the backpack, hat, and sunnies. I said, oh, he could be interesting to have in front of my camera. So I ran up, I touched him on the shoulder, and I got him to come back. And I worked with John because I thought it was so interesting with the hat and so on, and I have to change my lighting a little bit. And most of the time when I shoot outdoors with my large format camera or medium format, just due to experience in the studio and so forth, I know relatively where to put my lights and how far or how close to get the quality and quantity of light that I want at a certain distance and certain places. So for that reason, I wanted to create a little bit of split lighting, you know, on John, but I know that we got so much ambient light and at the exposure that I have, he's gonna have a little bit of detail on the other side, just a little bit. And for that reason, I put the light relatively across his face and just to let the rays of light to come across and hit this side and fall off. So for the lighting, this is the approach that I took with John. Okay, so this is gonna be very, very quick. Okay, that's just testing the light test to make sure that it's firing. Okay, it's all good. It's gonna come closer just a touch. All right, time to stay still for me, John. All right, just hold on a second, don't move. Don't move, stay still. Okay, that's just a test here. Okay, just remain still. Look straight into the camera for me. 3, 2, 1. Awesome, mate. All right, just relax. Relax, we're done. Thank you for your time, mate.
You're welcome, Brent.
All right,
Yeah,
it's a pleasure.
yes.
Thank you.
Take care.
Cheers. So this shot of John happened to be my best shot of the week creatively. Did I get the result that I set out to do? No, I did not. Why? Because the ambient light was so powerful, and the only way that I could actually kill all of that ambient light in the background is actually to have a very, very fast shutter speed to be able to kill all that light. And but I have an idea that I'm going to try to explore next time, and I'm going to try to make that background as dark as I can under the same condition. So I would like you to see you come back so we can check it out and have a discussion about it. But in the meantime, if you were to create a darker background outside under a cloudless, sunny day, like what we do have here in Western Australia, let me know in the comment, how would you go about doing it? Until such time, thanks for stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you next.